Good evening, YouTube. Mark here. Yeah, the PlayStation, 30 years old. Yeah, I turned on the PlayStation 5 and I haven't been playing on the PlayStation that much. I've been playing on the Xbox and the PC and yeah, it really hit me. It actually shocked me. PlayStation, the brand, is 30 years old. That is just incredible. I remember getting a PlayStation, an original one with Gran Turismo, and later I imported Gran Turismo 2, which made me have to go out and get a chipped PlayStation. I did that actually with my friend Custardo Erin. We actually went to Zoetermeer, a town in the Netherlands, where we both got our chipped import playing PlayStation 1s. And I remember I had been building PCs and flipping PCs for a long time. It actually put me through part of college, and it allowed me to just have the latest gaming hardware for myself. You know, I would build a PC to sell, but I would use it for a bit, test it, and then I'd move it on and get another system. So I usually had 2 or 3 systems, which basically allowed me to keep up with the gaming. But with the advent of 3D graphics on PC and the Voodoos and all those 3D graphics cards that just weren't really capable enough to actually give a nice experience. It was just such a hit and miss. So I sort of wanted to have a bit of a standardized, experience that, pick up and play, and the experience that you got was actually experience that was intended by the developers, which made me look into the direction of the PlayStation 1. And I remember I actually bought my first PlayStation. I bought at the Free Record Shop at the backside of Leiden train station. And it was actually sort of hip to buy one because they really marketed it towards adults. And I remember being quite amazed by how elaborate those games were. We were used to games on cartridge, games on floppy, and of course PC games. But a lot of these games were just full motion video. A lot of these early CD based games, they were just FMV sequences, and it was different than what it is now. But and I remember quite liking the controller. I got DualShock controllers quite early on. And I just remember playing a ton of games on there. I did also have a Nintendo 64. No, I did not. I actually traded in one of my PlayStations for a Nintendo 64 because I was quite curious after it. So I got a Nintendo 64 with Ridge Racer 64 on it, and I love the system. But what I don't like about the system is the way Nintendo handles the smoothing of the graphics, trilinear filtering or something like that. And the control was just weird. But the Nintendo 64 hardware and the PlayStation hardware share an amazing amount of similarities. And I found it out because of the development of the Mr. FPGA Nintendo 64 and PlayStation cores. And then the PlayStation 2 came out. That was actually quite weird because when I got the PlayStation 1, there were a ton of games out there for it. And when the PlayStation 2 came out, I mean, it was highly anticipated as a DVD player also. But when it came out, it just didn't have a whole lot of games available for it. I got it with Ridge Racer 5 because I'd been playing Ridge Racer 4 or Type 4 on the PlayStation a lot. I love that game. I love Ridge Racer games, and I was very keen, very much looking forward to Ridge Racer 5 on the PlayStation 2. And I remember being a bit disappointed because of the way that they use interlaced graphics, and on a PAL machine it's actually a lot more grating because you really see the flicker. So I was a bit disappointed, but at the same time I was actually thrilled, and I played a ton of DVDs on it. Before that, there weren't really affordable DVD players, good DVD players in the Netherlands available. I had a Cyber Home, which basically was some sort of home brew cheap PC DVD player type thing from Germany, I believe, and it didn't it didn't sometimes it didn't play full frame, and it did something weird with the colors, and it was just not the way to enjoy DVDs. And mind you that VHS or Super VHS and PAL with the 576 lines on the screen, it was much better than NTSC with 480 lines. So red was also coded more properly. But so yeah, the PlayStation 2. At the beginning, it really didn't have a ton of games available for it. But when the games started showing up, gosh, I was just blown away. And yeah, I've always been into my racing games, and I love Ridge Racer 5, but I also love the Burnout series. And there was this game that my friend Aaron showed me, where you a Burnout game, Burnout Revenge, I believe, where you were just crashing and smashing into other cars, just like absolutely over the top weird. You got points by just trashing your car, smashing your car around, and let me show you. It's actually hilarious. It's actually Hi there people, Mark Vergeer here with my tribute video on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. Normally it's grey, this one is a black custom painted version. This is no Net Yaroze. But yeah, the PlayStation original. 25 years ago it really caused a revolution when it came to gaming from CD-ROM. This video I'll show you some of my favorites. Here goes. A really special adapter. This is a PlayStation HD adapter with a working Ethernet adapter, and it has a serial ATA instead of parallel ATA. These things with a working Ethernet adapter are not very frequent. Most of the time the Ethernet is not hooked up, so this is actually quite cool. So you'll be able to download and stream games off the internet, Ethernet, and off the drive. And I've put a drive in here. Let's go check out what drive works. So I've been really unlucky with this model, but it's a 1.5 gigabyte S serial auto drive, and I hooked it up on this adapter. This is not a real Sony network adapter. That is, it's a modified one. I've got a kit that allows you to put this on instead of the real deal. So yeah, it's a modified adapter. So yeah, in honor of the PlayStation 2's 20th birthday, I am going to be putting a lot of games on here. Hopefully it works. And I have this FreeMcBoot memory card, USB drive, thumb drive, and an extra 16 megabytes of game save data. So I'm able to play a ton of games. So yeah, let's go put some games on there. And it's just a matter of copying over those games. And you can use images, or you can just use a disk and rip it through the optical drive. Good stuff. It's really cool converting your games on this disk with the FreeMcBoot memory card. It really saves wear and tear on the optical drives, and you can use the WinHip software to actually rip the discs you own if you have an optical media drive, DVD drive in your PC. And this actually is an original. This actually is an original Ethernet adapter with a working infrared port. And you can see the serial number is in place, and you see the old-fashioned Molex and parallel ATA port. Actually is one of the serial ATA thingies. And let's check out the difference. This is the original, and you can actually see it has a real serial number. The parallel connector and the Molex cable. Now this distance and stuff only works with a set number of drives, and actually this Seagate 500 gigabyte parallel cable I've hooked up to this, and I can use the top drawer for the other drive. This is an Apple drive, 320 gigabytes. You can use that. And yeah, so this is the real deal, and this is the third-party fake deal. As you can see, there's no serial number, but the rest actually looks very similar. Network adapter, so the label is a bit brighter. It has the same numbers here, and this number also might be the same. Not sure. No, that's different. There are kits that actually allow you to convert this bit into that. They have a separate piece that you can actually, without soldering, put in place of this. But these adapters usually don't come with a working Ethernet port, and this actually has a working Ethernet port. Most of them have just a yellow sticker, and there's just nothing in there. So this actually threw me off in the video, because I thought this was one of the converted ones. And yeah, the back side, they really use the same molds. The back side is, and the plastics are just very, very identical. I'm not sure, they must have stolen. Now that lettering is a bit different. Act and Link, slightly different lettering. PlayStation 2, the logo. PlayStation 2, this logo is a bit awkward, and this lettering is a bit more awkward. This is better. It shines more, and this letter shines less. The plastic is a slightly different texture. This is a bit less coarse, but yeah, this actually is very compatible with the HD loader software, or OpenPL, Open PlayStation Loader. This actually is one of the better clones. You have various clones, but this has a very nice build quality, and like I said, it also has a functional Ethernet port, which not all of them have. So this is one of the better clones, but I'm hooking up. I'm using WinHib. This is the WinHib software. I'm doing a lot of the other drive that the 1 terabyte drive I filled up with racing games and stuff, and this is going to be filled up with adventure games and stuff. And I have a second PlayStation. I have actually multiple, but one is a typical racing platforming system, and the other one is going to be filled with adventures and other games. So I'll have 2 separate PlayStation 2 consoles hooked up in my system. What I could do is actually put all the images not on the hard drive but on one of my NAS storage servers. I do have a couple of images on the NAS, and you can actually hook up the console over Ethernet and play from a network share, which actually is a lot better than USB, but slower than the drive. Even a parallel to drive like this one is a lot faster than USB or Ethernet. So yeah, good stuff, and I think you'll be breathing new life into your PlayStation 2 by using things like that, and save wear and tear on the optical drive. And yeah, I have a ton. I'll show you. I have a ton of PlayStation software. So this is actually where I house my PlayStation, the other PlayStation 2. It's a bit dark there, but this is my PlayStation 2 collection, so it's extensive. What is this? So yeah, putting some of these games on hard drive, I don't have any issues with. Okay, happy birthday, PlayStation 2. This OPL loader, I've actually installed a ton of games, PlayStation 2 games, on the NAS with a lot of cover art. Now, this is the local games saved on the hard drive, which doesn't feature any cover art, and it's a list that isn't really easily navigated, or the PlayStation 1 variant. Actually, PlayStation 2 and 1 are also playable through the network. So let's see what happens if I press X. You need something like Pop Starter. It's really funny how this actually all runs on this old system. But you actually can run PlayStation 1 games off the network on your old PlayStation 2. Over there. Now, using a PlayStation 2 Slim without a hard drive might actually even be less noisy, because these old PlayStation 2s are quite noisy. But yeah, runs like a charm. Of course, I should put it in full bathroom, like so. Press Start Arcade. There's some issues, some glitches in some games, but most of these older games actually work well. This, if you press Start, select, and all the shoulder buttons, you actually get this, which is the broadband navigator thing. So I guess they sort of, let me see. They sort of hacked some official software in order to have this working. Now, you have to manually relaunch that OPL Open PSN loader again, but it works. it needs to initialize, and it reads the data of the hard drive, the internal hard drive, also the network share, and it's great. Okay, so what do we want to load? Perhaps some Katamari Damacy. So yeah, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, it all loads with this special version of Open PS loader, Open PS2 loader, and yeah, it boots off the network. You really only have to make a SAM network share with a couple of directories, and you have. Whoa, this is interesting. I'll start the game anyway. Love them cows. Yeah, but it all works. Happy birthday, PlayStation 2. Hi there, YouTube, Mark Vergeer here. I think I'm a couple of days late, but you know, I don't really care that much that I'm a bit late, but it's actually a very special year. It's an anniversary of this beast, the PlayStation. It actually was released on the same date as the Dreamcast, so both the Dreamcast and the PlayStation. Of course, this was released much earlier, but they have been released on the 9th of September. And yeah, this is actually my original PlayStation that I got back in the day. It's the exact same unit, and yeah, I'm very stoked with this machine. I've since then I've bought several more. I've got chipped versions, I've got American versions. The Crow actually was very kind to send me an American version. This is the PAL unit, my original PAL unit. And as a celebration, I'd like to show you my Net Yaroze, which is a very special region-free variant of the PlayStation. And I'll first show you what comes with it. Actually, it comes with a software development toolkit, and it shows its age, because if you look at the fact that it is compatible with PC AT-DOS 5, then well, you really you really know that this dev kit is actually quite ancient. It does contain it does have a registration card, dispatch notes, registration card, comes with a software development tool, startup guide, of course all in Japanese. It comes with the software development tool. It has snippets of code. C is the code to develop it in. I've actually downloaded a version of the English documentation, but as you can see, very nicely done books. And then it comes with this box. I think this is a list of contents and then a description. And let me open up. So it comes with a disc
for the PC, which is the software developing kit. It also comes with a boot disk. Oops, and this actually it also comes with a boot disk for the Net Yaroze, and it also comes with a special memory card, the access card, which sits in its own precious little box, and it comes with a cable for hooking it up to the PC. So one end goes into the serial port of the Net Yaroze and the other one goes into the serial port of the PC. But yeah, a very nice kit, and in this form I probably will not use it because it's not accessible for me, because I'm, you know, not Japanese speaking. But I mean, yeah, this really made developing for the PlayStation platform quite accessible. And quite a few programmers have actually learned to program the PlayStation and the later models just because of this. And there's also there's also an English version of this, but yeah, this is the Japanese software developing kit. And then, of course, the Net Yaroze, the box. So it states the contents. It states the contents in multiple languages: English, French, and German. So this is a PAL unit. The model number is the DTLH3002. On the back, it says that it can run games with the PlayStation logo and NTSC Japanese, NTSC UC PAL, NTSC American Japanese. So the thing is that you want to use an NTSC color television set or monitor if you want to have color, but most TVs in my neck of the woods are actually multi-norm. So basically this also is a region-free PlayStation. So you don't have to chip it, but you can actually have a region-free version of it. So let me unpack it. And on top you have a plug. So this is very kind. The Brits aren't left out because this is actually a plug for the UK, so you can attach it to the power cord. So yeah, it's also accessible for UK users. The SCART plug with a composite video input. A video plug, so it has a composite video with cinch adapters on both sides, which actually is quite interesting. The power cord, and I saved unboxing this for this special occasion, the birthday of the PlayStation. What it also comes with is controllers. And the controllers aren't dual analog controllers. They're controllers. Oh, I'm just gonna take one out of the package. And some people say, "Oh, leave it in there. Leave it in there. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Don't unbox it." And they have a very nice matte finish. But these are the original controllers, and they have a really nice matte finish to them. But yeah, the original controllers, it actually look quite a bit like Super Nintendo controllers in a way. But yeah, not used before. Of course I'm going to use this system. Well, then you lift up the lid, and then you see the contents. Basically, it looks very similar to what you find on the original, yeah, on the standard PlayStation box. So this is the manual, which is also very similar. And then we have the system. Two styrofoam bits that hold it in place, which is also exactly like the original consumer models. And then the Net Yaroze in all its glory. And I'm not sure if you can see the finish, but the finish of this, whoops, it's a very nice matte finish to it, very tactile. You see the shiny PlayStation logo. Well, an original PlayStation has a shiny finish to it, and this is a very nice matte black or gray, anthracite gray finish. Reset button, power, open. So yeah, it's actually just a gray PlayStation with memory card slots, and the difference is that it also has composite video out, and it also has RFU DC out, an AV multi out, and the serial I/O. And the serial I/O is actually the bit that you use for the parallel cable, or the serial cable that you hook it up to the PC with. And of course, it also comes with the famous parallel port. Let me see if I can open it up. The little lid can be a bit temperamental, yes. So there you have the parallel port. And yeah, I'm quite curious. If you hook it up, will it actually display a different logo? So I'll hook it up to my TV, and we'll see what it does, how it performs. So I'm just going to set it down and boot it up. So yeah. So this is actually an attempt to show you the matte gray finish, and I must say it's a dust magnet. Yeah, but it's a very cool system, and this is the controller. You can actually see the matte finish of the controllers. It has kind of a bit of a rubberized feel to it, but yeah, very cool, very cool. So this is actually the underside of the unit. So it's a PAL unit. It has a voltage rating from 220 to 240 volts. And yeah. Okay, so I hooked it up, and let's see what happens if I press power. So you think, well, it begins quite normal. Hey, but this is different. So it has a selection module. So probably if I choose this, it goes into some sort of music CD mode, which is quite different from the later models. Let's go back. And then you have the memory card, the PC mode. So here you have some sort of file copy format, I guess, copy from memory to the memory card, copy from memory card to memory card, and erase something. Very interesting. And I'm very curious what will happen if I put in games from various regions. So first to put in is the American version of Tekken. So yeah, let's put it in. And I think I have to press reset. Oh, so that's a bit different. So it boots the disk if you put it in. So it says United Computer Entertainment America. And my TV is multi-norm, so it just displays color.
But as you can see, it just boots it without any issues.
Round one.
I'm playing with one hand, of course, so... But yeah, it works. So let's put in Rallycross. That's a PAL version of the game. And let's see what happens. So I guess this menu system actually also appears on the early PlayStation models, if I'm not correctly. So if I'm not mistaken. So and look, Sony Entertainment Europe. So it displays the same logo, it does the same thing. It's multi-norm. And for people who don't want to mod a PlayStation and really want to have something that is actually quite special, one of these, a Net Yaroze, is not, well, it's a thing you could go for. So, going through some menus. But I must say the output, the composite video output is really crisp. Again, of course, I'm using the single hand to control the game, but yeah, of course there's jittering. I'm not sure if you can tell, but yeah, that's always present in PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 systems. But let's try the Japanese game. So the last game we're going to see a snippet of is Dragon Beat: A Legend of Pinball. And it's a Japanese game. So yeah, let's put it in. As you can see, a very nice Japanese disc. And let's see what happens. Sony Computer Entertainment, so that's the logo that you see with Japanese games. So, map. Japan. Okay, let's see if I can start the game without too much displaying too much music. Yeah, not filming like that. So, castle, why not? Remember to press the circle instead of the cross, because Japanese games, they have the circle. Japanese use the circle for marking something, whereas in the West we use the X. So that's quite a difference between the two regions.
Yeah, let's dance here. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
And crest.
Oops, tilt. Oh man, I was using the trigger buttons, but I guess that triggers a tilt.
Yeah, let's dance here.
Oh crap! The sound effects are just crazy.
Do it.
Whoops, something special.
The underground gale.
Bell hold. Let's. Holy crap. Oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as you can see, it boots all the regions. It will not boot copies, but the sound effects in this game are just, yeah, over the top. They're just horrible.
But yeah.
Yeah, let's dance here.
So yeah, the Net Yaroze. The Net Yaroze is my well. I opened it up. Well, I'll turn it off. The Net Yaroze is actually yeah, my unit that I opened up especially for this anniversary of the PlayStation. And yeah, I'm probably going to put this back into its box just because I have so many other systems that I can play with. But it's a nice thing. I think if I didn't have a chipped PlayStation, or if I didn't have an NTSC model PlayStation, I'd probably use this as my main PlayStation because it's multi-norm and I can play all my complete library. I have a library of Japanese games, American games, and European PAL games. So yeah, the Net Yaroze gives me that opportunity to play that unmodified. If you guys want to see something on on developing for the PlayStation, I actually have installed the dev kit on an old PC, an English dev kit. So it may actually be very interesting to see whether or not I get something running. And Hello World or something would probably be something that that is actually quite cool. But yeah, developing for the PlayStation you actually do with C. And the dev kit that is used for the Net Yaroze for the consumers is actually a cut down version of the original commercial dev kit, that full-blown kit that developers used. But if you get your bearings with the consumer dev kit, then you definitely will be able to get something going with the professional dev kit as well. It's a shame that you don't see a lot of homebrew, you don't see a lot of games coming out for the original PlayStation anymore. But I think it's an untapped system that actually has a lot of secrets that still need to be uncovered. And yeah, I'm focusing on Commodore 64 development for now, but I may actually venture into PlayStation development if I get anywhere with the Commodore 64 first. So yeah, Mark signing off, and this is just my my small tidbits, my snippets on the PlayStation. So yeah, PlayStation celebrating its I believe its 20th year. Is it its 20th year? Yeah, 95. Yeah, its 20th anniversary. And yeah, it's a system that this is a system that really got me back into console gaming. When this came out, Windows 95, Windows 98, was around the corner. DirectX became possible. You had incredibly expensive 3D hardware acceleration cards for your PC. The prices for those cards were actually, well, probably were as expensive as one of these units. With this unit, gaming was pretty much future-proof. Yeah, actually, this unit also has the serial I/O and the AV multi, but it does not have the composite video out, and it does not have the parallel port. But yeah, I mean, gaming on the PlayStation, I mean, it was pretty much future-proof. Future games coming out would most definitely run on this system, no problems. You didn't have to worry about your processor being too slow, your graphics card not being able to have all the modes available. You didn't have to tweak your settings. Well, for some people, that's actually a very interesting and very nice way to go about things. For others, it's actually not something to look forward to. They just want to stick in a disc and they want to just play the game. So yeah, there's something to be said for console gaming. Console gaming from the compact disc era, where there were no updates, where the game on the disc was actually the game on the disc. You just had the game. It wasn't able to be patched or something. But I mean, the games were worth it, and I mean, you can run them without any server interventions 20 years down the road. I wonder if that will be possible with the PlayStation 4 games and the Xbox One games. And, well, the next generation of consoles may actually end up being download only. So, yeah, this, to me, is a prime example of the golden age of console gaming. This and the PlayStation 2, which, of course, I have multiple versions of. I mean, remember, I'm sitting in my study and I just reach one of 3 PlayStation FAT2 consoles that are just sitting within arm's reach. And of course, you can see Commodore 64, Commodore C16, and Commodore, my new Commodore. So yeah, there's a couple of systems that are very dear to my heart. And the, what is it? The, whoops, I need to put it down the right way down. The Commodore 64, the PlayStation, and the PlayStation 2. Those are systems that are very dear to me. And these represent the core, that's the core consoles, core systems that I consider the core part of my gaming collection, my gaming experience. Of course, there's many other systems that are very dear to me, but those really are the great systems for me. So yeah, Net Yaroze, awesome system, and I feel very fortunate to be able to own one. So yeah, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon.